Curry Nation, how you guys doing, man? Today I'm gonna bring you guys all the Cypher setups on the new map Pearl. And it's a really good map for Cypher. It's similar to Split, similar to Ascent. A lot of narrow corridors heading into sites. So very good for one-way smoke setups. You're gonna see 4 in this video. Very good for Tripwire Wallbang setups. You're gonna see 2 in this video. Anyways, man, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start by showing you guys probably the best one-way smoke in the game, because it's the only one that does what it does. You're gonna put it in one spot. It's gonna create a one-way for people coming from A main, and it's gonna also one-way people coming from A link. So one spot that one-ways 2 different pathways, right? Here is the one-way, all right? It's very simple to do. You're gonna come here, line up with this wall, and you're just gonna toss the cage off that ledge. You might miss a couple times. It's fine. Just pick it up and try again. All right. So now there's obviously a lot of different ways in terms of how you can structure your setup around this one way. But like, what I'm gonna do for now is, keep it simple. I'm just gonna do this and this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wire here. This wire essentially notifies me when to activate that one-way should I be wanting to use it for this area. So that's the setup. And this is going to be the one-way smoke right here. You're gonna see this right here for A main. And should they not come from A main and they come from A link instead, this is what you're going to see over here. Right? So it's 2 pathways, one-wayed with 1 smoke. So it's a lot of versatility, throughout the round. Now, typically speaking, if I'm trying to use the A main one way, I usually put my camera on that wall at the beginning of the round, and I just watch. As soon as my camera gets destroyed and I know people are rushing, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate this cage here, and I'm just gonna preemptively peek this area over here. So you can even be farther if you want. Again, it depends on where you want to be. And as people peek, that one way's up. So I'm just gonna shoot them through the one way. Now, should people come from A link, if my teammate makes a call out that they're A link, then I essentially move over here. I'm gonna wait for the trip in A link to break. That's gonna tell me that I probably need to activate this, and I activate this. I also activate this before I do that, because if their teammate tries to peek me from A main off of them, then he's gonna walk through the cage, run through the wire, and I can shoot him here as well. So now another thing you can do on A site is a tripwire wallbang setup. Essentially, you're just gonna put a wire here and a wire here, and the cage can go here. Now for the camera, I usually put it here. I can tag the guy that's in this cubby, or I would put it and I get this. So a really good view either way. And essentially you're just kind of waiting here, and as soon as the enemy starts to rush in and you hear a lot of traffic, you're gonna activate this cage. People are gonna try to rush through this cage. They're gonna get into the tripwire. You're gonna wall bang them here. Be a trip over there. They're gonna get caught in that, and you're gonna wall bang them there. You're gonna tag the guy in cubby, and you're gonna shoot him again. In the PBE, people started wall banging this. As this map goes on, it's gonna be difficult to hide in that cubby. It's gonna be kind of a no man's land zone. Same setup, but don't stand in the cubby. Stand at the back here. This is really good because it helps you avoid the KO dart. Now you're just gonna shoot this person from here, caught in the tripwire in the cubby. You're just gonna shoot him here. So this is gonna be a lot safer. And I think this is going to be kind of the new meta spot as the map kind of matures. All right, guys, now we're on A side of mid. We're going to try to do a one-way smoke for mid that is going to contest that middle area. Meanwhile, you're still going to have some pressure on A. So here's what you're going to do. Here's the one-way, right? Before the wall comes down, come over here, and you're just going to yeet this cage off this roof over here. You might miss a couple times, whatever. Try to keep the cage on this corner, right? Don't keep it too much to the left. Keep it on the corner. That's going to be the cage. Really quickly though, before I show the rest of the setup, you're going to take 1 trip and you're going to put it on A site. 1 trip only. You're going to save 1 trip. Okay, so you could put it here. Here, an extension from here like this. Here. So do this if you really. Okay. The camera is going to go here. All right. That's just pick one of these trips. Use it. When it comes to the cage, you're gonna put 1 cage over here. When the wall comes down, you're gonna come here, and you're gonna put this trip over here. This trip, again, it's a notification trip. All right. This is gonna be the main part. This one way. Essentially, we're chilling here. As soon as that trip that I put over there gets destroyed, we're going to activate this cage, and we're just gonna stay ready over here and wait for people to peek, and then we can just shoot them through it. Now for A site, you will most likely face A site pressure if someone's coming from mid. So in this situation, again, we have a camera, we have one of those strips, and we have a cage. So first of all, try to get a tag in. If you can get a tag in with the camera in that cubby, then you can activate this cage, and you're gonna shoot through that. If someone gets caught in the trips that you have on the other side, all those trips that you have, one of them, you're gonna shoot through the cage. So those are kind of your plays, right? And now we're on the mid of B, and this is gonna be a setup that is gonna be to contest mid while also trying to, you know, maybe get one pick on B site. Again, you're gonna be a little spread out. Again, this is gonna be strictly to focus on that mid rush. Okay, so it's gonna be a one-way. Essentially, what I do is I run into this wall, look up. I just go back a little and then line up my crosshair with the edge of this ledge, and you can see that it lands right there. Yeah, and you don't want it to land on that roof at the top. You want it to land at the bottom, right? So that's gonna be that, and then you also have this trip over here. Put that trip over here. Again, that trip is really just a notification trip, okay? And again, when it comes to B site, you're gonna be spread a little thin. So, you know, you're just going to try to deny the plant, try to stall out as much as you can, because remember, this is a mid-focused setup. Okay, so camera here, trip here, cage here. A couple different reasons for that. I'll get into it, you know, in a bit. All right, so the way you're gonna play this setup, as soon as you see that trip go down, you're just gonna activate this cage and you're gonna peek like this. Right, so that gives you this whole area one way. Again, to look at it from the enemy's perspective, I've just kind of put a camera here. It's head level camera. Look in this cam. This is going to be the enemy. I'm going to activate this cage, and this is what they see. Right, it's extremely difficult to figure out. So really, really good. Now, when it comes to this area over here, first of all, as soon as you hear someone plant, what you're going to do is you're going to go into this camera, tag them over there. You're going to activate this cage, shoot them out of here. Right. Someone gets caught in the trip. Again, you have this cage over here. You're just gonna do this, spray it. Again, this is a mid setup. If you want something, you know, that is going to stall B site rushes, then you're gonna use the next two setups that I'm gonna show you now, right? Alright guys, now we're on B site, and I got two different setups for you guys here that are both good for stalling and stopping and, you know, taking advantage of rushes. So here's gonna be the first one. It's gonna be a one-way smoke setup. This one's really good for stalling the rush at the very least. I usually go 2 cages for the one-way because the longer I can keep the one-way going, the longer the rush is gonna stall. The trip, you're gonna be someone's gonna be planting the spike, because as soon as it gets destroyed, then I know that it's, you know, that someone's planting one right over here. Because for this setup, you're gonna want to keep full control of this back hallway. Okay, but one trip I actually save for when the wall goes down. When this wall goes down, what I usually do is I come up here, I put this trip here. Again, it's not going to be something they see because the enemy's wall is a lot further than, you know, where I am. Position myself over here, and I'm gonna look through this cam. I'm just gonna wait till I hear footsteps. This camera is definitely gonna get shot down 100%. As soon as it gets shot down, you know, you're gonna be out of it. Just activate this cage, and you're gonna get this. Now, the beauty of this is that if anyone pushes, you know, that whole area, you're gonna see them through that cage. Now, also there's a trip over there, so you're gonna get an easy kill if someone walks into that trip. That trip is right in your line of sight. Alright guys, this next B site setup is also going to be very focused on stopping a rush, but instead of trying to stall in this situation, you're just going to try to get as many picks as you can. So there's obviously a bunch of different tripwires that come off this wall over here, like this, but my favorite one I think is right over here. It comes off this curved part, right? That curved part. So whoops. Essentially you're coming here and you're just doing this. Now the good thing about this trip is that, you know, it just covers a lot more area compared to all those other ones. So again, you can mix and match. And then for the trip over on the left side, a couple different things, you know, I know you're gonna laugh, but this trip has actually worked for me. You know, if you check my previous video before this one, this very trip worked for me. It works, you know, off of this circular thing. That will work as well, because people will love to hug the wall as they're coming up this site. So that's what you're gonna do. And when it comes to the cage, you're just gonna put it in this general area, right? Between this and this. So put this camera here. You know, unlike the last setup where you activated the one-way right after the camera went down, you're actually gonna wait, you know, slightly, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, because if the camera gets destroyed here, then the person, you know, still has to walk a little before they get to these trips. So, you know, I'm waiting like 2 seconds, you know, 2 seconds. So I'm like, now I'm entering. And now, like, okay, yo, I'm ready to wallbang this guy. You know, I'm ready to get that guy off that trip, you know. And honestly, you know, if you can, what I would do is, you know, when you're in the cam at the beginning of the round, you know, try to get a tag off, right? You maybe get a tag off, and then you can spam that guy here as well. And also, one more thing, you can still use this trip. You can still use that right when that wall goes down. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and all those setups. I hope they help you in your ranked games and help you rank up. Again, it's a really, really good map for Cypher. And remember, I'm always live on Twitch at SpicyCurry0. Also on YouTube, I'm always uploading Cypher setup videos, always. So make sure you sub, hit that like button. But anyways, man, I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay spicy.